Hi there, Michelle Marsden of Marsden Accountants. So saving tax has got to be one of the biggest reasons to use Marsden Accountants to help you with your Let Property campaign. But there are other ones, but I'm going to go through those as well. But yeah, the last week has been quite an eye-opener. We're halfway through the year, or just over halfway through the year. And at Marsden's, we've saved over £65,000 worth of tax for our Let Property campaign customers. So that's not bad going. And that's a conservative estimate. So yeah, it's really good news, isn't it, that? But there are 5 other reasons this week that have come about that I'm thinking, I really need to share these reasons as to why people should be using Marsden's rather than trying to do it themselves. Because I know people are out there thinking, oh, I can do this myself, I can do this myself. But actually, a lot of people can't. Why? There's an old saying, you don't know what you don't know. Well, actually, you really don't know what you don't know. And when it comes to HMRC and the Let Property campaign, there's a lot of things that people don't know, including HMRC. Now, I don't want to dish them up, to be fair, because that's not right to do it. But there is a lot of, one of my top reasons is there's a lot of inconsistencies in treatment at HMRC. And because we're doing so many of them now, I'm starting to realize actually how many inconsistencies there are. It's about how they treat things. It's about how they penalties are calculated. There's lots of different things about where they are not consistent. All right. So at Marsden's, we are trying to be consistent, but sometimes we're thinking, hold on a sec, why is that one different to what, So yeah, there's a lot of inconsistencies with HMRC. So that's one of the top reasons for using Marsden's, apart from saving tax. Obviously, saving tax is a given top reason, but there's 5 other reasons I've come up with. So one is to the HMRC are inconsistent. Number 2 has to be that people make errors if they do it themselves. We've had a few people that have come along to us over the last 6-12 months. They've registered themselves with HMRC, but they shouldn't have done. They should have registered for the Let Property campaign. And then we end up in a penalty position because they haven't declared their tax returns, and oh my gosh. But they shouldn't have had to do tax returns in the first place because they could have registered with the Let Property campaign. So it gets a bit of a, round and round in circles we go in some of the things. So yeah, so please, if you want to do it yourself, do it yourself, but just realize that actually you really don't know what you don't know. And sometimes there's a lot of things to this system. So yeah, so that's making errors is one of them. The third one, and this one we've had quite a few times in the last few weeks, we've had HMRC come back to us with, oh, we don't understand how you've done this. No, they don't understand how to calculate their own tax. That's amazing. But yeah, actually, there's been, you don't know when HMRC are wrong. If they say to you, this is wrong, or how did you do this? You don't know whether you're right or not. We know that we're right in quite a few of these situations, if not all of them. We know what we've done is right, but HMRC are saying, we can't work this out. Can you tell us how you did it? So yeah, but that's, if HMRC were to question you, you wouldn't know, would you, that you were right or not, or you wouldn't, couldn't be sure, could you? So that's one of the things. Another reason is why spend your time, your valuable time, learning how to do something you don't know how to do. Yeah, and that's quite a big one, really, because people think, oh yeah, it's not that difficult, but actually it is that difficult. We've been doing this for 7 years. Well, we've been doing rental accounts for like a lot longer than that. I won't say how long, but lots of decades almost. Oh gosh, yeah, we have got decades of experience in the Marsden's place. But yeah, we've been doing this for decades now. All right, so our rental accounts and 7 years for the Let Property campaign, and so we've been learning this all the time. Yeah, and we're updating our knowledge every year as well. So why go through all this hassle and everything to try and learn everything, how to do something yourself and potentially get it wrong? I just, I don't understand why, apart from saving a bit of money. But the reason number 5 is that our fees are all tax deductible. So that's good news. All right, so they get deducted against the tax you've got to pay as well. So there's lots of other reasons as why you should be using Marsden's, but those are just some of the ones I've had this week. And it's been quite a week, really. We've had some really good claims that have been settled. Part of that £65,000, that over £65,000 that we've saved, was a couple of people that actually had really high tax bills. They had really high tax bills, but actually they thought it was a lot higher than we actually made them, asked them to pay in the end. So they did save a lot of money. All right. So by understanding that you need to employ somebody who can help you with that, that's really important. Especially if you're a higher rate taxpayer, saving everything at 40% is really good news, because it's not just a 40% tax, it's the penalties and the interest on that 40%. So that can be a lot more money. So yeah, So yeah, we've had some great successes this week. We've had quite a few of our claims that came through January, February time now being agreed. So that's really good. Had a couple of little questions on a few others as well, but nothing we can't handle because we know that we're right. Yeah, so that's really good. And we've even had one where they've asked we're doing a lower penalty than we have offered. So that's really nice news, isn't it? That we're actually going to get a nice lower penalty for somebody as well. So if you don't ask, you don't get. So yeah, we've got a couple of people that are still ongoing, but most of that is just tidying up really. So there's one ongoing inquiry, and I've said to people about inquiries before, there's one ongoing inquiry that's still going on. And now it's about a bank statement they want. I mean, you know, it is getting a bit silly now. And that's the problem. If you end up with an inquiry, you are in a much more serious position because HMRC, they can accept it straight away, but they're less likely to. So that's one of the top reasons is obviously our knowledge will help you with that. So yeah, we've got 5 reasons for using Marslands, apart from saving tax as well. But number 1 is has to be saving tax. Number 2 is you're more likely to make errors if you do it yourself. Number 3, why would you spend your time and your life learning how to do something that we know how to do? Now, and next one is HMRC are inconsistent in their approach. And the next one is our fees are tax deductible. So you save more tax. So why wouldn't you do it? So yeah, thank you very much for listening and time to shine.